Vanakkam everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to share with you another new recipe. This is vegan pancakes or crepes with homemade chocolate sauce. We are going to use the same batter to make this fluffy pancakes and this light crepes. To top it, we are going to share how to make this vegan chocolate sauce. We start by making the batter. What we need is 1.5 cups of plain flour, 2 to 3 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoon of yeast. We are using this instant yeast, 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/3 teaspoon of bicarbonate soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1.25 cup of slightly warm water and some oil for greasing. First, we sieve the flour, baking powder and bicarbonate soda into a mixing bowl. Once that is done, add the sugar, salt and the yeast and mix it all thoroughly. Now we can start adding the water. Add a little at a time. The water should be slightly warmer than room temperature. This will help the yeast to react faster. Once all the water is added, keep beating the mixture. Keep whisking it. Make sure there aren't any lumps. Whisk it until the sugar is dissolved. Keep doing this for about 2 minutes. You'll find the texture of the batter becoming smooth and creamy. It should be at this consistency. Cover and let it rest for 45 to 60 minutes. Now we can start making the chocolate sauce. This recipe is very simple and basic. What we need is 3 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon of corn flour, 4 to 5 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of sunflower seed oil, or you can use 1 tablespoon of butter. This is optional. 1/4 teaspoon of salt and 2 cups of water. Sieve the cocoa powder to remove lumps. Once that is done, place it in a pot or a saucepan. Add the sugar and salt. Mix it first before adding the water. Add 1 cup of water first. Mix it. If any lumps form, strain it. Once that is done, place it on low heat and let it cook. Let it simmer for about 3 minutes for the cocoa to be cooked. Meanwhile, mix the corn flour in 1/2 cup of water. Make sure there aren't any lumps before adding in. This has been simmering for 3 minutes. You can add the cornstarch mixture now. Keep stirring it. Add the balance of the water. Add more water if necessary. Cook until it turns glossy. Now you can add the butter or oil, whichever you're using. This is optional. You can omit this step. Keep stirring and let it simmer for about 2 minutes. Once it's done, you can turn off the heat. Transfer it to a serving bowl or jar. You can either serve it hot or cold. Now it's already 1 hour. The batter is ready. You see, it's doubled in volume. Stir it well to remove all the air bubbles, and we can start making the pancakes. Use a hot plate or a frying pan. Place it on medium heat. Use a paper towel or a piece of cloth dipped in oil and grease the pan evenly. Place a spoonful of the batter on the hot plate and spread it evenly. Do not flatten it too much for fluffy pancakes. Let it cook for 1 minute. Holes will start appearing on the surface. Once it's golden brown, flip it and cook it on the other side. Cook it for another 30 seconds. Now you can remove from the pan. It should look like this. Grease the pan and continue cooking the rest of the batter. Our pancakes are ready now. Using the same batter, we can also make crepes. Grease the pan. Use about 1/2 spoonful of the batter. Flatten it. Make it as thin as possible. Let it cook for a minute. Once it's done, the edges will be crispy. Just remove it from the pan. You do not have to flip and cook the other side. Now our crepes and pancakes are done. Serve it with the hot chocolate sauce, topped with some fruits, bananas, strawberries, grapes, or just on its own. You can also sprinkle it with some ground peanuts, cashew, almonds or pistachios, or a scoop of ice cream on a hot day. You definitely have to try this recipe. Share with us your photos and your comments. Till we meet again soon with another new recipe. Vanakkam. Bye.
Thank you. Don't forget to like and and subscribe.